John Doe V. What's happening? I'll be with you guys in a second. At the moment, I am in preparation. Trying to get it together here. Running a little bit behind because of the rain. Don't know if you can see, but it's been raining. It might have stopped now, just drizzling a little bit, but let me see here where I'm at. All right. Let's see. All right. Very good. Good morning, everybody. How many people we got here? Not very many. Okay. 22. Tom, how you doing? How's everything? This is a pretty important subject for some people. Other people don't care because they'll just go somewhere else, and that's what I think the Thai government is forgetting. Let me finish up what I'm doing here, which is I'm eating. And I really don't want to eat on camera. And I'm making sure that the websites I have up on my computer are the ones I want. I have a friend who is in Florida right now. He's been on the stream before. His name is Tom. He's married to a Thai. And he's been out of the country for about 7 months. Hasn't been able to get back. It's a croissant. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a croissant. I haven't been here since the last stream. And I didn't have a crab sandwich the last time. I'm trying to wolf this down. And I raced over here. Gennaro, we know that clam is always on your mind.วันนี้ใช้เมคอัพเหรอใช้เมคอัพเหรอนี่ธรรมชาติอ๋อเหรอ Wow. So we have Miss Tian. Miss Tian is working today. That's Miss Tian right there. Mrs. Tian. ไม่เชื่อผมไม่งงนะ I was telling her, oh, you wore makeup today. She's like, no, I don't have any makeup on. I'm like, uh-huh. I don't believe you. ทำไมไม่ได้เจอนานๆอยู่ทำงานกี่โมงอะ Oh, she said it's because I haven't been coming in. Anyway. Buenos dias to all. I'm almost done. Well, like I was saying, my buddy is there in Florida right now. Let me put this away. All right. Now I'm set up. It's raining outside. You see people got umbrellas. I ran out. Usually the umbrella is by the door, but today it was not. So I was without an umbrella when I came out. Does Tom qualify to get back into Thailand? Doesn't he? Or don't you since you're here? It's basically about he's married to a Thai, and he put himself on a waiting list, and now he's. You know, let me open up the line on my computer because I've got all his messages, and you know I've been talking to him back and forth for a while. At first I was like, yeah, sure, you're gonna get back in, but he has managed to set it up, and he'll be back on the 30th of this month. So interesting. Let's see if I can get this. How do I do this here? I don't know the email address. I mean, I don't know the password for my Line account. Give me a second. I want to read his messages and give the exact specifics of what he's had to do. I remember some of them, but I want to make sure. But he's ready to go. He'll be here next week. Shit, they don't save the Line. I don't know what the freaking password is. Isn't my computer supposed to save it for me? I don't know when he went on to the waiting list. How long ago it was, but it's been a couple of months. You know, first he was trying to get back, and every time they were log on with the QR code on your smartphone. Well, I would, but I'm streaming, so it means I have to stop streaming in order to, you know. So how are you getting here, Dre? You the same way? You got the marriage because you're married to a Thai? Because he basically is in for, okay. And what's your total cost to get in here, all said and done? You know what it is? There we go. It's working. Let's see here. Where is he? What the hell? Decrypting? Son of a bitch. Verify your identity. Shit. Enter the following code on your mobile device. 1 second. Here we go. He arrives in Bangkok on the 30th. His quarantine hotel is Bang Na Trat. 32,000 baht for 14 days. That's what his hotel is costing him. And that includes 3 meals a day. Yeah, but your wife doesn't have to go through a quarantine, right? Or does she? Now, I understand, but does your wife have to go through a quarantine? And your flight is a Thai chartered repatriation flight? She does, but if we want to stay together, we'll pay more. Okay, because she's Thai and you're not. Okay, so $4,000. Well, he's paying. I don't know how much you figure she cost. He's paying about 3,500, all said and done. 32,000 for 14 nights in quarantine, plus that's with the meals. And it's what I was asking you is the flight that you got, is it chartered? Yeah, okay, so it's a government chartered repatriation flight. He says, my return ticket couldn't be used. I got a $600 credit on future Delta flights, good for 2 years. I'm sure I'll use it. He paid $1,300 for a one-way repatriation flight from Atlanta to Bangkok via Seoul on Korean Air. Now, he's in Florida. Cost him $100 for a one-way domestic ticket from Tampa to Atlanta, including one check-in. Korean Air travel agent, exclusive by Thai government, refused to connect me from Tampa. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I mean, you're preaching to the choir, buddy. I agree. You know, yeah, it is still raining out. Don't know if you can see it, but it is raining. And it's been raining for hours, so this is unlike the usual rain. But going through Chicago, then Qatar, and then Bangkok. Oof. So he's going from northern Florida to Atlanta, and then Atlanta to Seoul, and then Seoul to Bangkok. Now, the thing is he's married to a Thai woman, and thank you very much there, Tom. I appreciate it. Obtuse, purple, and clairvoyant, huh?อะไรนะ? Obtuse, purple, and clairvoyant. So just for the flight is actually $1,900, but he gets a $600 credit. So he still had to pay. He's actually paying more than $3,500. He's actually paying a little bit more than you, Dre. He's paying. It's about. Thank you very much. Get wet, walk home. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is I will probably take a taxi because I need to go get some groceries. Once we're done here, I'm gonna get some groceries, and then, yeah, and then just go straight home. I'm staying at home a lot lately. Before I get further into this, what is this? Before I get further into this, for the past almost 2 weeks, ever since that 12.5-kilometer hike, I've really been feeling bad. And I don't mean necessarily mentally, although I haven't been feeling great mentally, emotionally, whatever. But physically, I've just been in a lot of pain. My hip's been hurting, my knees been hurting, my hands been hurting. I got a headache. I mean, my headache is, it's almost nonstop. I got a headache. I'm like, how come I got a headache every day? Which is not good. I'm like, not good. I'm like, do I got a tumor? What's the deal? I'm gonna need to go get it checked out. So, I feel a little better. Yesterday and today, I feel a little better. So I am gonna go out probably Thursday. I'm gonna go somewhere. I plan to go like Kanchanaburi, Ayutthaya, somewhere like that, but I'm probably just gonna stay in Bangkok. But I do have a couple good places picked out. So that's, we'll see. We'll see where I go. I haven't, everything's fly by the seat of my pants, which it shouldn't be, but it is. Anyway, let me get back to this. So he's paying $100 for the domestic flight $1,900 for his return ticket, but he has $600 worth of credits out of that. So that's neither here nor there. When I think about it, he's paying for it. He's got to pay no matter what. So what is that? That's 1,900 plus the 100 is 2,000. Plus he's paying 32,000 baht, which is about, let's just say, to make it easy, it's $1,000. So we got 1,000 plus 2,000 right there. That's $3,000. He says he's getting his COVID test for free. And he's going to pay about $100 for a doctor's exam and a fit to fly. That's for the doctor's exam and fit to fly certificate. All right, so that's $3,100. Then, really, is that what I said? Yeah, $3,100. Okay, so really you want to take away the $600, which I don't think you should, because you still got to pay. You're sitting on a credit for $600. So that's $3,100. Now, he said, "Oh, I forgot to include the cost of a 1-year $100,000 health travel insurance. I think that was around $900. So that's about $4,000 minus the $600 if you want to do it that way." He's saying all in about $3,500. I'm saying it's $4,000. $4,000. So, is it worth it? Now, for him, he hasn't seen his wife in 7 months. I mean, I'm like, I know his wife. She's a nice woman. She's always been nice to me. She speaks good English and intelligent woman, and she's not like, listen, once these women get a little bit older, most of them are not like thinking to themselves, hey, I got to go run around and get some, get a little action. That's not what most of them are thinking. I mean, if they were in their 20s, I would say maybe the 30s. Yeah, okay. When they get in their 40s, 50s, 60s, that's the last thing they want. They don't want to screw things up. They know they're just like a guy. They know it's a big pain in the ass. They mess around, something happens, a Thai, married to a Thai, they do something like that, it's big problems. Anyway, so she's, they're doing their thing. They're staying, in touch with each other by, Skype or my line or whatever. They're fine. But it's a pain in the ass for him to come back. Now, once he comes back, it's not like he can go anywhere. It's like, I can't afford to pay $4,000 to go somewhere. I want to visit my parents. I haven't visited my parents in almost 4 years now. We planned on going this past December, this past November, and we might have been able to go, but I was busy, and the wife was busy, the kids were busy. I don't think she could get time off, and it was like, okay, we'll go in Songkran. Well, now Songkran has come and gone. It's not going to happen. So now I'm wondering, when am I going to get to go back? And that brings me to the next point, which for me, honestly, I think this is going to drag on for years. Is that the long-term visa cost? My parents are in Florida, southern Florida, yes, in Fort Lauderdale. The visa is not included in the price that I just talked about, in the $4,000. That does not include the visa. He got his visa already. He's already had his visa. He gets his visa over there because he doesn't want to deal with Thai immigration here. So he always goes back home. He visits his mother and gets it done that way. And he likes to do it that way. At first I thought he was a bit crazy, but wow. And when are you leaving? The end of the month? And Longhorns, are you still leaving? Visit them for meals, yeah. I'm sure they'll like that. My mother is like, We got too many people coming into the house. October 30th. Oh, you're still leaving. Okay. Are you going to have any contact with the outside world, or are you going the hermit route? Because I personally want to go the hermit route myself. I've been dying to do that, but it's going to be a few years before I can. Now, let me see this. Foreign tourist miss Thailand, excellent overseas tour agent special visa. What is this? Oh yeah, okay. Well, I'll get into that in a minute. Hermit. I want to be a hermit. Now, there was an article a couple of days ago. A special tourist visa. Now officials want you to quarantine in your home country before coming to Thailand. Let me see here. Now, according to a report in the Bangkok Post, Dr. Chakarat Pitayawangganan, a director at the Department of Disease Control, claims that foreign tourists will have to present proof of a negative COVID-19 test no more than 72 hours prior to travel. Additionally, they must have also quarantined in their country of origin, have health insurance for international travel, and specified minimum amount of money in their bank account. He said they will also need a record of not visiting crowded places prior to their departure. Now, I've said this before, and I haven't said it publicly, but it's just my opinion, so take that for what it's worth. I think this is so short-sighted. I think they're just trying to get a few people in. I read somewhere it was something like 200 or 300 people a week, and that's it. Of tourists. I don't know how in the hell they think that that's going to work. Because I can tell you the only reason that Tom is coming, and probably Dre, is because they're married to Thais. If they were tourists, they wouldn't be paying $4,000, especially if they do have to quarantine at home and then quarantine here. So if they're quarantining here and quarantining there, that's a month of quarantine time. Who the hell wants to do that just to come here? I think they're a little bit overvalued here. They really believe that, you know, people are just dying to come here, and they really have said this. They've said, yeah, we know people are dying to get back here. Yeah, of course they are, but not when you got to pay through the nose. And I think they're you know, tourists would not go through all that. If I was retiring this year, I would gladly pay this. Well, if you were retiring and you were going to come here and stay here and live here, okay, I understand that. It's a one-time hit. And you hopefully it will not be a long-term thing where, wow. So are you out of your house now? You're homeless? That goes way too fast, this caramel cappuccino I had this morning, which I shouldn't have had, but I mean, look at me. Jesus Christ, I need to shave. I need to shave my head. My wife was complaining about, I got one hair and I can see it. She's talking about this one right here. And she tried pulling it out. I don't think it came out. One hair growing up like right here, just popping straight out. I'm not optimistic at all. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm not up. This could drag on for years. They're not going to have a vaccine that's going to be foolproof. Fauci just came out yesterday, or day before yesterday, saying that just because we have a vaccine doesn't mean that everything's okay now, and that that this virus is going to disappear. So, you know, we're in a position where it's like, oh, well, sorry, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't go here, you can't go there. And guess what? There ain't a damn thing you can do about it. You can bitch and moan all you want, you can complain. That's the way it is. My mother already said to me, she said, I've resigned myself to the fact that I may never be able to have the freedom that I had before when I was, before this, which is kind of sad. I'm like, think about it. You're almost 80 years old, and you're not allowed. And listen, okay, I mean, 80-year-olds probably are not going out, shooting pool every night and going hitting the bars and partying. I know she's not. Forgot about this too. But still, you want to be able to get out. You want to be able to go. You want to be able to travel freely. This is like, honestly, this is like a, it's like having a, what do you call it? An ankle bracelet on you, and you can only go 25 feet from the house or whatever, 5 kilometers in Australia, whatever it might be. Yeah, Colombia's opening up. Okay, I mean, I kind of applaud these places now. At least they're willing to take a chance. Take a chance. It's not mandatory. But when you go into businesses, they can determine if you need to wear a mask or not. Restaurants, coffee shops, don't need to. Well, yeah, I mean, listen, I talked to my wife. My wife is involved in the tourist industry. You're very optimistic toward it. Well, I'm glad you're optimistic. I'm sorry. The older I get, the less optimistic I am. And I don't want to sound jaded, but I just don't believe any of these people. I think most of them, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're just trying to keep the peace, stave off the riots, and keep more people from dying than has already died. And the thing is what people don't think about is there's a difference between being sick and then getting the COVID and then you die, or you die from the COVID. There's a difference. People don't think about this. People don't talk about this. The governments, they don't, we're so scared we're going to have another wave. We're going to have it. Yeah, you might. And guess what? If you're wearing masks, right now, I'm sitting here. I can tell you that in Thailand, there's very few cases. Once people start coming in here, there will be somebody sitting right next to me. There will be people sitting right next to each other. And they're not going to be wearing masks. They're drinking their coffee, eating their food, drinking their water, doing their thing. And the Thais, I read yesterday that the Thai government is worried about the foreigners because they're saying, oh yeah, it's the foreigners bringing it in. And what they mean, at first glance, you're like, oh yeah, blame it on the foreigners. Well, they're not necessarily blaming it on the Westerners. They're blaming it on the day laborers, the laborers who are, they're coming into the country from Myanmar, from Laos, Cambodia. That's what they're blaming. That's who they're blaming. Well, it's funny, but Robert, guy who lives down in Pattaya, just sent a message yesterday saying that he and I guess, well, I don't know, at least he has seen tour buses with Chinese in them. I don't get it. Yeah, let them all in. Oh yeah, it's all gone in China. So you believe the Chinese? Listen, the Chinese, in my opinion, that government, I don't care if I live to be 95 years old. As far as I'm concerned, they will never regain any respect I ever considered having for them. Little bit of respect that I had a long time ago. They will never, ever have that from me again. I will never believe a word they say. And if their government changes tomorrow or today, I still won't believe them. I'm not going to believe the next government. and the next one after that, and the next one after that. It's hard enough to believe any government. But the Chinese government, you know, do you know what current restrictions are for, well, the restriction is you ain't getting in if you're a tourist. I mean, if you're not married to a Thai, which I'm going to assume you're not, because you probably wouldn't be asking, you would already know if you were married to a Thai and outside of the country. But as far as other countries go, you're not getting in. It's not going to happen. You're not getting in for a while. They've been talking about this new visa. You get a 90-day visa. You can renew it twice. But again, where's it at here? Oh, wait a minute. This is not what I wanted. Again, you're going to have to do a 14-day quarantine when you arrive. You're going to have to get this fit to fly, a COVID test, $100,000 worth of insurance. You're going to have to pay for your quarantine out of your own pocket, 2 weeks, which is at least $1,000, $1,200, at least. Plus, your flight's going to be more expensive because it's a chartered flight for now. It's a major pain in the ass. During domestic quarantine, the visitors must have been tested twice at the beginning and the end of the process. No. An elite visa is not going to get you in. Not yet. Yeah, and you know, this is the thing. The United States doesn't have it under control, supposedly. I think the United States probably keeps better records. And you know, and the hospitals are on to the fact that, hey, we're going to get some big money from the government if we just say, oh yeah, he died from the COVID. I think they know this. I would think sometime this year they will have to let up. Thailand knows it needs. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I'm not banking on it. Honestly, I think this is going to be a major pain in the ass for at least 3 years. I'm guessing. That's my guess. At least 3 years. Maybe even 5 or 10. But I'm going to, conservatively, I'm going to say 2 or 3. I'll be surprised if they start letting people in like in March, which is what they've been talking about. However, now, long stay foreign tourist plans, TAT, will target tourists from low-risk countries. The low-risk countries are Scandinavian countries such as Norway, Sweden, Finland, or tourists from Australia and New Zealand, which it makes me laugh that they're calling Sweden low risk. Because Sweden really, you know, they've done social distancing, but aside from that, you know, they've got their share. It's not like places don't have COVID. There's only a few places that don't have it or don't have it in mass. Okay, here's something else. For tourists in the Special Tourist Visa or STV group, as opposed to STD group, who come to Thailand must accept the conditions of disease control measures. Before the flight, a 72-hour COVID-free verification result has arrived in Thailand and has to be quarantined for 14 days in a hotel and use a tracking app. And in traveling to the provinces that has international airports with 2 to 3 flights per week, TAT aims to foreign tourists. Who wrote this? To foreign tourists long stay will come spend money in the country, stimulate the economy and tourism of not less than 1,200 million baht, which I'm going to say is 1.2 billion baht. None of this matters, in my opinion. I don't think any of it matters. I don't think it's going to make a bit of difference. And now, here's the thing. On the Thai Rat website, there was an article, just a short article. Let me read the article because they're not sure if this is meant as a joke. People are not sure if this is meant as a joke or if it's basically siding with the Thai government. Foreign tour agent hit call. Is interested in a special visa to enter Thailand. TAT has 14 days of ideas to detain, having fun, not boring, creating activities for tourists to join from their rooms, including teaching meditation, yoga, and stimulating foreigners. Not to forget Thailand. Mr. Yukasak Supaswan, governor of the Thai Authority of Thailand, revealed that after the cabinet approved the issuance of a special tourist visa, to attract tourists to stay for a long period of 270 days or 9 months, the TAT office received many calls from tourists interested in traveling to Thailand to inquire details and progress of the project, with TAT coordinating with overseas offices, providing full information to the target audience to bring tourists in. The first group is expected to enter by October. Listen to this. This is why. As soon as the news is released, the TAT London office had 15 phone calls and 16 emails inquiring about the STV details as where to contact. How is the procedure? Which informed that please wait for the official announcement of details. We will inform the details as soon as possible. The deputy governor for, I'm not going to read her name, Europe, Africa, Middle East, and America, said that European tourism operators responded very well. So as soon as the Ministry of Interior and the Immigration Office make clear the details, there will be a big move from every market in Europe. They stopped traveling several months, especially in this month from November. I don't understand what this means. This is a translation. European winter, and have a long vacation to quarantine 14 days and stay another 14 days. I believe you will definitely come. What we try is how to make 14-day detention interesting, fun, not boring, fun. Not just sitting and watching, but Netflix. Must have gimmicks such as hotels that organize music concerts and have the guests stand and watch on the balcony. Or arrange a live broadcast from the room teaching meditation, yoga, or cooking. First, put this group in first. Let Thai people see that they can and open their minds to what the government is concerned about. Thailand, while feeling competing countries begin to open to tourists. Anybody understand all this? There are cooking menus such as pizza with green curry, and together with a TV show dating a couple to marry in Thailand. It includes teaching Muay Thai online, music, etc. It also is doing research and analyzing the behavior of tourists in each country, that when you are ready to travel, where are your goals? Where are your goals if it is to be detained? Will you agree or not? No, I won't. I wouldn't agree to this. I don't give a shit. They're going to try to make it fun? Listen, I don't care if you put a concert out by the swimming pool. It's not going to work for me. I'll tell you how it's going to work. What will work is you either have a vaccine, you either have a test that says you're negative, and that's it. Then you come in. None of this quarantine bullshit. None of this, oh, we're going to make it fun. You're not going to make it fun for me. I have all this shit at home. Listen, I already know Muay Thai. I learned Muay Thai. If I want to learn a little bit more and I want to go online, why would I do that? You're not going to be able to do much. You're standing in your room like this. I got friends who teach Muay Thai. I mean, I could, if I really want, I can call them up and tell them, hey, listen, dude, why don't you come over and stand out on the bottom by the swimming pool, and you can show me what to do, and I'll stand on the balcony and practice Muay Thai. And as far as the TV shows, the cooking shows, there are cooking shows all over YouTube. Thai cooking shows, Italian cooking shows. I mean, listen, the thing is that they're just trying to lure people in. I understand that. Hey, this quarantine's not that bad. No, bullshit. I hate to tell you something. Anytime you tell somebody you can't do something, it becomes not fun. Scotty, you can't go outside anymore. You gotta stay in. Scotty, you can't have food from You Hunt We Cook or from Starbucks. Sorry, we're not gonna allow it. You can have food from the hotel. What? You understand? Gennaro, you can't have any baristas come over. You know, I mean, that's how it works. So I'm sorry, but I don't see it. You have a test no later than 72 hours when it's negative. Yeah, what's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with it. And you know, here's the thing. I'm not saying don't socially distance. Socially distance. You want to socially distance? I think that's a good move. It's not that it's that hard. For many people, it's a pain in the ass. And it's a crimp on their style, not to mention on their pocketbook. Who wants to say, well, I got to stay at home, and guess what? I'm going to a foreign country on a holiday, and I'm going to stay inside for 2 weeks and not do anything, and I got to pay for it. If anything, they should say, listen, we've got a limited amount of hotels. You're going to have to pay for your food, and you're going to have to pay for the tests. But the hotels are free. They got to work something out with the hotel industry. And then you start letting people in. Now I would think people would come in for that. They'd be like, all right, listen, I'm coming in, I got to be in a hotel for 2 weeks, but I don't have to pay for it. I just got to pay for my food. It's 2 weeks, and then after that, bam, I'm out of here. I can go wherever I want. I can do what I want. I think that is the way to go. But they're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. Sounds good to me, too. What is with this? This is the other thing. You want to hook up the Wi-Fi in Starbucks? They bump you off every 20 minutes. Oh, every 15 minutes now. Every 15 minutes they're bumping you off. Let me refresh this here. All right. Okay, I mean, listen, I could see testing before you come here, 72 hours before you come here, and I could even see testing once you get here. Don't know how much good it does because of the incubation period, but maybe it would, and then you got to test again, you know, like another 10 days in. I don't know. There's a lot of places where people can't do what they want. My parents can't go where they want in Florida. They can't go where they want. They're not allowed to just roam freely without a mask. They can go out, but like if they don't have a mask on, forget about it. At least they can go out, but they can't go everywhere. And there are many places that, you know, if you're older, it's high risk to go certain places, you know. And you know, my mother said this to me, and my mother is very positive, far more positive than I am. She said, you know, Florida is supposed to be the sunshine state, a place of joy. Where's the joy? I'm like, she's like, it's not that I'm miserable. She's like, but I sure in the hell am not happy because I gotta wear a mask everywhere. I get told what I can and cannot do. You know what I mean? So I'm at that point. Listen, I had to take a couple of days off, first of all, because I didn't feel good. But second of all, because I'm burnt out on all this shit. I'm burnt out on it. I admit it. I'm burnt. I don't want to have to remember to bring my mask. I barely remember to bring my keys. Now I gotta add something else. And, you know. grocery bags. I got to remember those now. Yeah, my mom is pissed. My mother, she lost money on her tickets. She had 2 cruises, and she had all the flights, and she got most of the money back from the flights, and she got some of the money back from the cruise ships. And I don't know if she got it all back yet or whatever, but it was a huge pain in the ass for her to get the money back. So, I don't know how you can possibly think that things are going to get better by the end, like in a few weeks. It's just going to disappear. I got to say that I started out with Trump. I was kind of like, all right, listen, he's the better of the two people. In my opinion, he's still the better of the two. I don't want to see Biden sitting there drooling as he tries to negotiate with China and Russia, and he can barely stay awake, and he's pissing his pants, or he's got to wear diapers or something. I just can't see that. But like with some of the things that Trump says, he really needs to think about what he says. I think it's gonna just disappear. It's gonna disappear. No, it's not gonna disappear, you dumb fuck. It's not gonna disappear. It's gonna be here forever. It's going to be like HIV, it's going to be like Ebola, it's going to be like diphtheria, it's going to be, okay, we may eventually wipe it out at some point, but it's going to be around. If you don't deal with it, it's always going to be around. It's going to be the disease that kills mainly the elderly. Once in a while, kills younger people. But I just don't think that all the drama that's going on around the world at this point is worth sacrificing economies and businesses, and I don't get it. And I won't get it. And like I said, I'm fed up with it. I've been fed up with it for a while. I'm fed up with it. I'm burnt out on it. I'm sick of it. I don't even want to think about it. But when Tom was contacting me, telling me, I thought, this is some good information. Well, let him get worse and shoot him. I'll say it. Shoot the bastards. They want to riot? Shoot them. There's a difference between a peaceful protest and rioting. If you want to riot and start burning shit down, you risk getting shot. Simple as that. I don't see what's wrong with that. You want to destroy people's property, destroy America, take down statues because you don't like it. Tough shit. There's a lot of things I don't like in the world. It doesn't mean there are people I don't like that if there were no laws, they'd be dead by now. There are several people I probably would have killed already. And I would have done it. But there's a trade-off. Sit in jail for the rest of my life, get fried on the electric chair or hung or shot. Think I'll pass. So, sometimes you have to make, there are judgment calls you have to make. But I really don't see it. I just don't see what's going on here. And I'm still getting my notices about voting by mail from Broward County, which is where Fort Lauderdale is. For your voting convenience, you may resort to a feature allowing access to your ballot online. Yes. Last time I did the same thing and I faxed the ballot in. This time I'm probably going to use email. Or mail, I guess. I don't know if you can email. What's it say here? No, U.S. mail. I'll probably fax it in. I don't trust the post office now. Listen, how can you trust the post office? It costs you $3 to send a letter here from Thailand that's registered. From the United States, it's like $30, $40. Why is that? I was talking to Jono the other day, and I was like, maybe I should just change the gist of my book. Instead of making it a story, I'm going to make it a bunch of short stories where I'm bitching and moaning about everything in life. And I can't remember. There's a couple of people who they've done this and done it quite well. Carl Pilkington is one. I think it's Jeremy Clarkson is the other. You know, they're always complaining about something. And there are always things to complain about. But this is ridiculous. This COVID. You know, you gotta put a mask in your car. That way, my mother was going, you know, I gotta yell at your father to make sure he's got a mask in his car, a second mask, in case he forgets his first mask. You know, and she's like, you know, she's pretty level-headed about it. You know, about how, well, if it saves your life, okay, if it saves your life, I understand that. But at least start letting people come in and let people start traveling. I just saw that, what is the guy, who's the guy in New York? Cuomo. The prick. I don't like him either. Or his little brother. He's talking about bringing in the National Guard during elections. I can't get over this. I've given up on America. And I hate to say that. Show me something. Show me something positive from America. Because at this point, I'm like, you know what? There's protests in Thailand. I don't care. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not voting. As long as they don't get nasty with me, as long as the Thai government doesn't get nasty with me, what do I care? Let them hash it out. I don't care. I'll go sit in my office. I'll go chill out. Go down to my wife's land, sit there, you know, chill out with her, with the kids, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care. You know, it's like I'm in my own little bubble, and that's how I want it now. That's what I mean. You can't win now. You know, I'm always hesitant to say that America's on the decline, but I think there's so much red tape. And I listen to Nancy Pelosi. Honestly, I wish that bitch would just get out of office. I'm sick of her. I'm sick of hearing her. I'm sick of hearing Chuck Schumer chiming along. I'm sick of Mitch McConnell. I'm sick of all of them. I'm sick of all of them. You know, I talk with people from America, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Well, now I'm talking about it again. Son of a bitch. And it's, you know, like I said, for me, forget China. Fuck China. I don't care about China. Fuck them. And if you don't like it, I don't care. I like Hong Kongers. I like Taiwanese, Singaporean, Chinese. Yeah, okay. But the ones who back the CCP, the ones who back the Chinese government, fuck off. Go to your little market and let 14 different animals shit all over them, and then you can eat the animal, okay? And then you can cry about how, you know, oh, you've done everything. No, you haven't done shit. And as far as we're concerned, what do you know? What do you know coming out of there? You know what the government wants you to know. That's it. Well, I said Hong Konger. I like Hong Kong. I like Hong Kong Chinese. I just don't like Chinese that back the Chinese government. Yeah, fuck their trophy. Listen, I ain't had a trophy in years. I get an honorable mention or something like that. You know, big deal. I don't care. Am I the best YouTuber? No. Was I the best boxer? Hell no. Was I the best photojournalist? Hell no. Am I the best writer? Hell no. And do I need awards? Listen, if I get them, yeah, I had a couple. Wow. Oh, that's very nice. But you know what? It really doesn't mean shit to me. All I care about is, am I happy with myself, with what I'm doing? And I can tell you, and I know Jono knows this, and some other people know it, because I'm talking to him all the time, pretty much, you know. But I can tell you that when it comes to writing, photography, videos, I think most of my stuff is shit. I'm not like going, oh, hey, don't you know who I am? I'm great. I got good stuff here. No, I don't do that. to me, there's a level of excellence that I don't think, if I've hit it a 0.5% of the time, where I think is where I'd like to be. 0.5%, maybe 1% of the time. Okay, I'll take that. That's about it. That's it. The rest for me is garbage. And I remember what Ernest Hemingway said. He said something like, I write 100 pages and 99 of them are shit. They go in the trash. That's how I think. Sometimes I gotta put out shit just because, you know. Listen, I'm working on a video. I've been working on it for the last couple of days. It's of my trip to Bangkok. It doesn't include the walk around that mountain because I've already done that a couple times. I did the stream, I did a little video. But it is the real China. But, you know, for whatever reason, I decided to put Led Zeppelin music in it. I just thought, I don't care. I don't care about making money off of YouTube, Google AdSense. I mean, I do care, but, you know, I'll forego the $2 I'm gonna make, you know, for in the next year. I'm gonna forego the $2. So I'll throw in a couple of Led Zeppelin songs, and hopefully it'll make the video a little bit better. I just wanted to play around. So that video will go up probably tomorrow, and the next day I'll put it up. She's wearing her mask now. Anyway, so let me see this other one. Yeah, so they're willing to let in tourists from Australia, New Zealand, Norway, Sweden, Finland. That is, of course, if they're willing to pay for the quarantine. My wife told me that her company's business, the tourist industry, what she's hearing is it's down 70% right now. Yeah, that's gonna bode well for next year and the years coming after. And from many years ago from Taiwan, he was a very genuine person. I've been to Taiwan once, and I had a nice time there. It was just a layover for one night. And I liked the place. And I know somebody from Taiwan that was very cool to me. Very nice. And I had a student many years ago when I taught English for 3 months. I had some student from Taiwan, and she took it very seriously. She was very into speaking English when most of the Thais were there because their mother and father sent them there like as a way to babysit them. Which, you know, that went over real good with me. I'm not a babysitter. I'm not a cat sitter either. So anyway, what do you guys think? You need to let me know in the comments below and in the chat. Let's see here. Let's see what it says here. This is another one, yeah, detailing the estimates by the Association of Thai Travel Agents conclude that up to 2.5 million Thais will lose their jobs in the tourism industry if business in the fourth quarter of 2020 remains the same. Well, Longhorns, if you really want to know, I did get my black belt many years ago. Black belt and a blue belt. There's it at here. But Capricorn Research Center says the STV strategy could channel between 1.5 to 2 billion baht back into the economy if it is successful. Still a long way short of previous income from tourism. So far, attempts at bringing tourists back into the kingdom have been squashed due to the re-emergence of COVID in certain countries. Such plans as travel bubbles for areas like Phuket, aka the Phuket model, have been put on the back burner after agreement with partnering countries fell through due to resurgences in COVID cases. Shotokan and Chinese Kung Fu, I forget what the guy called it. He had his own name for it. He just called it Kung Fu. But it was like a kickboxing. He's the one who got me fighting, actually. He's the one who got me really. Wow. Yeah, man. I mean, I used to be really into it. I mean, I've said that. And the thing is I honestly believe that Muay Thai is probably better for most people because it's realistic. You get hit. Shotokan, I would say, if you're going to take Shotokan, and what I took was not Kyoshi-kin. But that's the one that I would take if I had the chance. If I had to do it all over again, I would take that. I would do Muay Thai, and I would do Jiu-Jitsu. Here we go. Thai beauty queen, victim of racist slurs for siding with anti-government protesters. Wow. She was the winner of the 2020 Miss Grand Thailand competition. She declared her support for ongoing anti-government protest movement. The people have the right to express their views on what is best for the country. If you call this country Thailand, we need a real democracy. Moreover, we need you to get out of the country. Her words prompted outrage from those in support of the government, with people taking to social media to attack Nam. That's her name, Nam. Many resorted to crude racist abuse using words such as Negro and coal black to refer to her skin color. Pale skin continues to be revered in Thailand, leading to deeply ingrained prejudice against darker-skinned citizens. Yeah, but I mean, listen, Gracie's been around for years, and I remember when he first came out, I first learned about Gracie, and I saw him in his fights, like on the beach in Brazil and stuff like that. And they had a little school down in, I think it was Long Beach, or was it Long Beach? I can't remember where it was, but Hawthorne or somewhere, I forget it. But it was in California, and it was a ways from me. It was like 2 hours, 2.5 hours away from where I was. And I wanted to go, and then I called him up and I said, well, how much is it, you know? And it was ridiculously expensive. I was like, there's no way I can afford this and go back and forth every day. You know, the gas alone was like $10. You know, and I was like, all right, so if I'm going 5-6 days a week, you know, it would have added too much money to my expenses. I just didn't have the money. The same thing, there was a Muay Thai gym I wanted to go in North Hollywood. I couldn't go because it was just too far. I lived in Palm Desert, but I also lived in Covina and Redlands, and I wanted to go, and Rancho Cucamonga, and I wanted to go there, but I never could go there. So I had to go to other ones, but they weren't the ones that I wanted to go to, you know. The one in North Hollywood, the Muay Thai school in North Hollywood, is like the first one of the first ones in the country. It's been there for many, many years. My middle finger so hard that it would leave a red welt on your skin, and my school friends would run when I cocked my finger. I get bobby pins for that. That way I don't have to use my finger. read the locals in Phuket put the kibosh on the bubble idea. You know, this is the thing. I think that also there are a large number of, think about this. There are a large number of Thais. I would say the vast majority, or I would say apply the 80-20 rule. I would say that most of them believe that foreigners are the one causing this, and that if they don't let foreigners in, there will be no virus. It's all the foreigners' fault. They believe that. They're uneducated about how this is spread, what's happened. All they know is wear the mask. It comes from outside the country. We're safe. We're doing good. No COVID. You don't have COVID until some asshole breathes on you that just came from China, you know. So I honestly believe that. I mean, and that's kind of demonstrated like in the places that, like the restaurant that's not far from my house here, down on Chok Chai 4, where they were like, we're sorry, but we don't allow foreigners into our restaurant. And it was like, why not? Because of the COVID. The COVID, I haven't been out of the country for 9 months, more than 9 months now. I've been in this country, I haven't gone anywhere. So if I got the COVID, I got it from somebody in here, in your country. It's domestic. So what's the point of blaming other people? You might as well forget that I'm a foreigner, because I've been here with the Thais for months now. I haven't gone anywhere. I haven't gone anywhere except around foreigners. I'm around very few, with Thais. I'm around very few foreigners. I haven't seen Jono in a, how long has it been? A couple of weeks? Did I see him before my trip or after? I think I saw him after. And I do plan on going over there again. He's really the only person. I think I saw my buddy Scott a couple of weeks ago. I've seen like 2 people that are foreigners. You know how many Thais I've seen? So where is the logic? Listen, when this COVID thing first came out, I came in here into Starbucks. I don't know if you guys remember. Some of you might. I came in here and I sneezed. Now I always sneeze. And the girl, I think it was a beer. She goes, "Oh, you got COVID." I'm like, "Huh? Oh, don't say that, honey." Did that knuckle game with pencils in school where you hit each other in knuckles till you quit. I used my middle finger, always won. Now arthritis. Some of them not. I used to do the slap game. You know, you put your hands like this, and you have somebody else with their hands like this, and you smack them until they give up, until their hands start getting swollen. It could be, but it's funny because when I'm out, it's not as bad as when I'm at home. And I think it has something to do with the air conditioning or some allergy or something, or maybe it's just my nose is busted and it's been busted for a long time, and there's something's wrong on the inside. But like, listen, I went to the doctor and they looked at, oh yeah, you have some inflammation. I'm like, okay, so that alone doesn't make me breathe the way that I breathe. Yeah, you have inflammation. Thank you. Which is why I want to go to, I got things I got to do. I want to come home. I got things I want to do. I believe you, Tom. I don't doubt it. We're not out of it. I'm not out of it. Honestly, I'm not out of the woods with this. Because right now my wife still has her job. She's taking now her pay cut is 20%. It used to be 30%. But she gets no bonuses anymore. The bonuses were the bulk of her. At the end of the year, she would get, a couple of months of pay, and then another bonus for performance. And that was where she made the majority of her money. Now she's getting just a salary minus 20%. And if she loses her job, well, that's going to put a real crimp in our lifestyle. I can tell you that right now. Then we'll be among the people who are. I mean, listen, I'm not wealthy, but I'm not poor. Like, I'm not like clung to a poor. I'm not slum poor. I'm not in the slums. We have food. We're all right. But if she loses her job, it's not going to be good for us, especially if it goes on and on and on for months. If this was to drag on for 2 or 3 years and she lost her job, that would really hurt. It would set us back even farther than we got set back when I went in the hospital and when I had the hip replacement and when I've had all these medical issues. All that sets us back every time. And this is a setback. She's pissed off because, she could be making the same money she was before and not worrying about things. And now she's worried all the time, People are worried. I think it's, what are you going to do? You're gonna tell the whole world, oh, yeah, we're going to shut everything down. People can't go into a lot of the places. And you're going to have to wear a mask because there's this deadly virus out there. But be happy. Smile. Amazing Thailand. Land of smiles. Amazing America. Freedom. What are you supposed to do? This is what I mean. Are you really supposed to, smile? And I understand that, but you think about how they pitch it. And there are people out there that are scared. And you go into a grocery store. I still see these videos. People are going in the grocery store and they're still fighting about things. My mother told me, hey, listen, somebody's not wearing a mask, I stay away from them. I don't say anything. I said, why don't you say something? I go, I know you don't want to get involved or whatever. I know, listen, me personally, I don't want to say anything. My buddy, I got a buddy here, he told me he's gotten snippy with some Thais because they weren't wearing their mask. I go, why do you do that? Why don't you just stay the fuck away from them? Don't say a word to them. Because they might just gang up on you and beat the holy hell out of you. And you're too old to be getting the holy hell beat out of you. So, people in the U.S., a lot of people, they're not saying a word because they don't want to get shot. They don't want to get jumped. They don't want to get beat up. Listen, I'm irritated, I feel like between now at this point, I already said this with my walk when I came back. I got responsibilities. I have other things to think about. I cannot really afford to, as a father, to die at this point. Now, if I die and, I'm walking along and I have a heart attack or, I walk outside and a car hits me because he's drunk or something like that, you can't escape that. But if I'm putting myself at risk, like going to protest like in Hong Kong, in the shape that I'm in, and I mean, whereas some days I feel good, some days I can barely walk, it's not very intelligent to do that. So when I came back, I thought to myself, this is what has been something that has bothered me, is, you get to a point where you just go, hey, wait a minute, I'm in a different juncture in my life. I'm not a young man anymore. I got to remember that. There are some things I can do and some things I can't do. And one thing that, like Jono, I tell him all the time, hey man, you're 65, dude. Do less for your leg, not more. I know. I mean, I got photographer friends there, and, they're not doing much, I can tell you that right now. I've been watching, I've looked at Simon's Instagram. He doesn't have anything really from any kind of protest or anything new. Doesn't have anything. It's not because he doesn't want to. Because he knows. It's his ass. And this is what I mean. So, oh yeah, but smile. Everything's great. And what's funny is that, there's the coffee girl, one of the coffee girls that I met when I was there, who really helped me a lot. She's just trying to stay completely out of it, away from it. She doesn't want nothing to do with it. And she was in the middle of it before. She was in the thick of it. Well, that's right now. Give it time. Give it time. Everything changes. Don't be surprised. Water cannon, that was nothing being water cannon. Try getting shot with rubber bullets, getting shot with real bullets, getting shot with pepper balls, tear gas that is made in China. Try all that shit. You think they won't do that here? Maybe not. But I don't put it past anywhere. The United States will do it. Well, why do you think I don't go back? I'm not going back to Hong Kong ever. I'm not going back to Hong Kong. I'm not going to China. I've been to Beijing. I've been to Huili, for boxing. And I'm never going back. I don't have a problem with it. And somebody said to me the other day, "Oh, you sound like you're a little burnt out." Really? I wonder why. Maybe you should go to another continent. Yeah, I would love to. I would love to. Let me go to Europe. Let me go to Africa. I want to go. But guess what? I can't go. It's not about money. Obviously, money is important. Yeah, disconnected me again, bastard. Money's always important. It always costs money to go places. You always got to make sure you got enough to be able to go and travel, and But how can I go? How can I go now? It's a major pain in the ass to go anywhere. Yeah, listen, I forgot to say this at the beginning. But thank you to all those people who have contributed. I want to make a list up and put it at the end of, like videos and streams and stuff like that. I do want to do it where I acknowledge the people who are contributing financially in other ways. But thank you very much, because I know that at times I can get a little pissy and I can get a little irritable, and there's times I don't want to do what I'm doing right now. But there are times when I love it. I don't know why they just don't use the non-lethal thing. It makes you feel like you're in a microwave. But I want to say thank you. Thank you to... I feel like you're in a microwave, so riders will go away. Oh yeah, that thing. I know about that. I don't know if you want that. But listen. There's other things I want to do, and I can't remember the video or the stream that I did. It had to be about 2 years ago. I talked about the African guy that I like, Kingsley Holgate. The guy who goes on all these expeditions, and he's sponsored by Land Rover and all these different Cape Mart. And what he said was, hey, when you're 30 years old, maybe 40 years old, we'll say, let's say you got 40 years left. Well, the last 10 years, you're probably not going to be able to do some of the things that you used to be able to do when you were young. So let's just wipe that 10 years off. So that means from 40 to 80, now it's 40 to 70, you got 30 years left. If you piss around a few years here and there, that might be another 10 years. Now you got 20 years left. Time is running out every minute that passes. So for me, what I worry about is that I'm not going to be physically capable of doing some of the things that I want to do. There's already things I can't do. But as I get older, and as people get older, that's what happens. A little light here on the action, Gennaro. I think Gennaro has scared some of them away. You know, and that guy, I mean, listen, that guy, he's 73 years old, something like that, and I applaud him. However, he's, yeah, that would be fucked. With that full 4 people in the house, 2 coming and going daily needs since one of them got sick. He's got he used to be married. His wife died of cancer, and that was like his best friend, his like navigator and everything. She died like 5 years ago. He's got a son, big, strong, you know, guy. You know, the kind of guy, you know, you probably wouldn't want to tangle with him unless you absolutely have to. He can probably hold his own, you know, with a lot of people. He's a big, strong dude. And they've got his wife, who she does a lot of the work. And then they got grandkids. So he's traveling around by Land Rover. There's stuff he can't do, but guess what? He's got the younger guy there to help him. I gotta say, I asked Alex if he wanted to go to Kanchanaburi tomorrow. And Alex said, I said, do you have any school? No, I don't have school tomorrow. Well, this is a couple days ago. I don't have school on Wednesday. So, okay, well, why don't you go to Kanchanaburi with me? I can't. Why not? I have a test coming up. I have to study. I can't just take off for a day and go away. I need to be studying. I'm like, are you sure? You can study like on the train or what? He's like, I don't want to do that. He's busy. Nicholas is going to school every day. My wife is working every day, almost every day. So I'm on my own again, you know. I haven't turned this into a full-fledged business like Kingsley Holgate. You know, I need some sponsors. Anybody's got any? The Manscaped was good for some free underwear. You know, free underwear, free shaver, free t-shirt. All right, that was nice. But, you know, financially, they didn't help all that much. I haven't sold enough stuff to make it viable financially. When you got Land Rover providing your vehicles, and you've got the, what do you call it? The, it's a GPS satellites, those people helping you and providing you with gear, and you've got stickers all over your vehicle, that kind of thing. You know, you probably have a different set of concerns when you're dealing with some kind of a little expedition. I'd love to do something like that. I got to come up with the cash, and I got to be able to do it where I'm not walking. Yeah, like I'm going to bribe Alex. Listen, you know, the only way to bribe him is scratch. That's what he cares about. Hey, I'll pay you. And you know what? I can't pay him enough about school. And I don't want him taken off of school if he really feels like he needs to be studying. I don't want to do that. I'll just do it alone, you know? What are you going to do? Yeah? Hey, listen, it would be nice to have a Garmin sponsor me and some other places sponsor me, but there are some things that, you know, I thought about doing, and one of them was some of the videos that I have up. You know, they're not earning any money or anything like that. I don't really need them, and they don't exactly put me in the best light for sponsors. Now, I don't know. Listen, people go, oh, well, Joe Rogan can cuss and he can do this. That's Joe Rogan. You know, I mean, you're talking about the guy at the very tip of the pyramid. Jono can't walk, man. Jono can barely walk, seriously. He walks around the block and his leg hurts. You know, he starts feeling a little bit better and he goes on a 1 mile, 2 mile walk. And, you know, my leg starts hurting again. I don't know what it is. I'm like, it's because you're not supposed to be doing that much. It might take you a year to recover from a knee injury. So that's the other thing. When you get older, you're not recovering as quickly. You know, I've been popping Nurofen and paracetamol like juju beans, man. I mean, every 4 hours, boom. Every 4 to 6 hours, I've been popping 2 of them to stave off some of the pain. But for the last day or so, I've been feeling better. So I just got to watch it a little bit. I don't want to take any long walks, you know, which is the other thing. I'm like, why am I doing it the hard way? It's not that he's not adventurous. I think he just knows his limitations now. If it was 10 or 20 years ago, he might be apt to do so. He might be apt to go, you know. But he did ask me to come over and try his pizza, because he's gonna cook me up a pizza in the next week or so. So I'm looking forward to that. And we've been talking photography and you know, there's a lot of things. Is your girl Gennaro? I thought I saw a headline that says it makes you take more chances. Yeah, I saw that too. I don't know if it's true or not. Boy, the picture looks blurry. You know, something else. And I have, you know, I never really talk about this, but I do have 4K on this phone and on my camera, so I can start making 4K videos. There are some that I want to use. I want to make 4K. I just usually use 1080. Yeah, well, the quality right here is pretty bad on my computer, but that's probably Starbucks' internet. I don't understand how Starbucks, a company that is charging a premium for every single thing they sell. You know, you want a little cup, it's $12. It's $14. It's like, wait a minute, this is Thailand. It should be like $4. Nah, this is the same one I've had for a while. I've been using this one lately, not the one in the corner, because I don't like the light in the corner. How is it that Starbucks charges a premium for damn near everything? And yet when it comes to their internet is almost always dog shit. I'm saying it. Their internet is almost always dog shit. Yeah, well, there's not the harsh light coming in from the side, so. So, you know, I'll figure something out to do, just a little short-term kind of thing, a little day trip, a little, you know, a couple of hours for Thursday or Friday. Oh, you got people over here. Got all these people over here. She's already here. She's right over here. She's in on the far left, with the hair up in a bun. I don't know, but it looks like she's always wearing the same clothes. I could be wrong. What do I know? I don't remember. All I remember is she comes in every day. Every day I'm here, she's here. Look at that shit-eating grin. Yeah, I mean, Starbucks, again, here it is. Sons of bitches. Their internet is dog shit. Their Wi-Fi is dog shit, even though I'm I'm a gold member, which is, you can't get any higher than that. So you would think I would have good internet, but no, I don't. I got shit. It's just spinning and spinning and spinning. That's all I see. Fucking dog shit. Dog shit internet. I don't want to bitch though. Now you see, today feels like a good day. If Cake was working at You Hunt We Cook, I would go over there. I would have a nice meal. I'd get my groceries. I'd get my groceries where she's cooking up my meal. I'd sit down and have I'd have a nice pork chop or something, and that'd be it. Now no more. And the place is still empty every time I go there, unfortunately. So, like I said, please leave a comment on what you think about what's going to happen with this virus and with Thailand. And, that brings me to another point. My buddy sent me an email from a guy who he's told me about before. He's a guy who lives in Ecuador. He's lived all over the place. He's pretty young. I think he's got to be around 30, no more than 35. And, he's lived like a year, maybe 2 years in, I don't know, 5 or 6 places, 7 places. And he's talking about some of the places, where is good to live, where is not good to live, why he doesn't think this place. He brought up Thailand. I almost left a comment for him like, dude, you got your head so far up your ass. He's like, I don't want to live in Thailand because the traffic is bad everywhere. It's not bad everywhere. It's bad in some parts of Bangkok. I don't want to live in Thailand because the pollution is too bad. Well, it's bad in some places, but I can tell you that right now in Bangkok, it's better than in many, many parts of the world, especially the places he was talking about living. And if you live out a little ways and you want to go somewhere out in some province, I'm not talking about in bumfuck somewhere. You want to go live somewhere else, like, out on a beach somewhere, near the beach or whatever. You're going to have better air. The air quality is going to be better, and there's going to be less traffic. I'm saving it for another stream or another video. I'm saving it. Some of them were the usual, suspects, the places. But I just thought it was interesting that he was talking about it, and he's not even talking about the COVID or anything like that, which unfortunately nowadays you need to factor that in. Do you really want to live in a place if you're going to be locked down, if they're going to jump and lock down people all the time? Do people really want to come here as tourists if half of the hotels have shut down, if the tour groups and tour agents if their infrastructure is basically broke down? Do they really want to come here? Because if they wait too long, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be increasingly difficult to do things and get things done here. Time's 10:35. 25 minutes. I got to get some groceries today. I'm going to the Arctic Circle or Antarctica. The thing is, I gotta think about my family. For me, I'm not just thinking about one person. And listen, would my wife go to Costa Rica? Well, her first thing, she'd love to go there and she'd love to visit, but would she live there? How are we gonna make money? Are we gonna have enough money? Good question. It's always the question, Okay, what are you going to do? You're going to move to Albania? Somehow I don't see her fitting in very well there. What's today? Tuesday? Today's Tuesday. Yeah, so... Well, Ecuador is... a place, that I've looked into, and there are definitely some positives there. And like I said, my buddy, he paid something like 125,000. He owns the land, and he's got a house on the land that he rents out. For now, he rents it out. When he's done and he's ready, he's gonna live there. And he's always, pushing it on me. But I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? What is the method of earning for the next 5 to 10 years? That's what I have to think about. Realistically. And also, what about my kids? What about my wife? Yeah, listen, it's a whole different thing. Once you're married, especially if you're married to a Thai and you got Thai kids. Thai American kids, Thai German, Thai Swiss, whatever it might be. It's a much different situation. The dynamic is completely different, because if Nicholas was to say, I'm going in the military in the United States, I'm going to be in the Air Force or something like that, and then afterwards I'm going to get my master's degree or whatever, she would be like, okay. But if I was to say, let's move to Ecuador, the kids are going to live in Thailand, she would be like, no way. Now, if they wanted to move away somewhere and go have a life on their own, she would understand. She might not like it, but she would understand. And she'd want to make sure that everything was set up. She's not fly by the seat of the pants like me. It's like, all right, let me see what the plan is. It's always about the money. Show me the money. Do we have enough money? Yes? Okay, we can do it. Otherwise, what are we going to do? You know what I mean? So, always thinking. You always got to be thinking about stuff. It's cross-leg girl. Thinking about having a little Texas chicken. I've been gathering a little more footage of Sid. I don't know, was that a photo she sent me? My wife took some video last night of Sid sleeping next to Nicholas, who fell asleep on the sofa, and his tail was right, and his ass was right in Nicholas's face. And then I got some footage of him jumping around. He jumps up in the air and jumps and jumps and jumps and pops like a little rabbit. So I got to finish putting that together. That's not the one I'm putting together with Led Zeppelin, although I might put something else in there. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I want to visit Ecuador. And the good thing about Ecuador, Costa Rica, I'm not into the Dominican Republic because I know, I have an idea what it's like. And I don't want to live there. Listen, that's on an emergency basis only, and we don't want that. And we want them to have a life that they are happy with. So if that means they're going to live in Thailand and they don't want to be anywhere else, so be it. Which makes it a little bit difficult. Now I'm not saying that. One thing is that if we found the right place, I don't know how they got in. If we found the right place, let's say Costa Rica, let's say Florida, let's say Ecuador, we found the right place, and we wanted to come for 3 months out of the year or something. I'm talking. This is a few years away, and we had the money. Of course. It goes without saying. Yeah, we would do that. It would be nice to do that. It'd be nice to be able to do that. And, I'm sure she could, if she knew, okay, hey, they're going to come with us for a few weeks or a month. And, we're going to be here for a month, and then they're going to come over and spend a month with us, and then we're going to be here a month without them. She would do something like that. I don't know, there's not a whole lot of people I know who are married to Thais and have kids. Some of the older people I know, maybe their significant other had kids prior to their marriage or whatever. I do know a couple of people though, and I can tell you that the women are like, they don't want to, unless there's a huge benefit, they don't want to go somewhere away from their kids. If their kids want to go away from them, that's a different story. As long as it's a good call. If they think it's a good call. So, it's kind of, that's what you sign up for. I guess that's the way to put it. Who knows? And who knows what this place is going to be like in another 5 years? Who knows what it's going to be like in another 2 years? I don't know. I don't think anybody does. And there's part of me that wants to say, Thailand will recover. It always has. It's always rebounded. There's still a lot of nice places. But I can't say that now. I don't think it's going to rebound. I don't think it's ever going to be the same. I think that I was saying this 10 years ago, 7 years ago, and people were telling me, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Thailand's not changing. It's still the same. It's bullshit. Unless you were here 30 years ago, 25 years ago, you have no idea. There you go, there's two. Sorry, can't come in. It's not the same as it used to be. And, every place changes, but this place has changed dramatically. They're constantly building, modernizing. Like I said a while back, that's the danger. Is it going to become so modern that you're not even going to remember the old Thailand? Thais may not even know. The new generation of Thais may not know, oh, this is our way. It used to be, I tell this story, and I've told it many times, but when I first came here, there was a girl, I don't remember who it was or whatever, but I don't remember who told me the story, but it was a woman. She told me that in the old days, now we're talking about 75 years ago, 100 years ago, the man would go out and work the fields or go to work or whatever. The woman would maybe do a little bit of work and come home, and her responsibility was the house. When the man came home, she would give him a hug, give him a kiss, massage his feet, have a drink waiting for him, run his bath water, give him a massage, have sex if he wanted, and they'd have, she'd make dinner, and then at the end of the night, she would go to the end of the bed, and she would give her best why, thank you, my husband. Now you tell this to a girl now. I told it to my wife in the beginning, and my wife laughed. She goes, that was a while ago. She goes, that ain't gonna happen with me. And if you tell that to girls now, they're gonna laugh right in your face. It's a totally different mindset now for many of them, especially the younger ones. And it's the same in America. People change. The generations change. From generation to generation, people change. Their mindset changes. Yeah, it's going to get worse, and that's one of the things that I've talked about. I did say that originally I said, oh, they're trying to be more like Singapore, and now I think it's kind of a cross between Singapore and China. It does concern me. And that would be something that it would be like, hey, listen, you guys are going to have to leave no matter what. We're all going to have to leave because it's getting too bad here. We don't have any freedom. I don't want to live this way. That would be one way that the whole family would end up leaving. And I think a lot of people would leave. Boy, that would be really, that would be sad, would indeed be sad if it came down to that. If it got so bad because of China's influence that people who have been here for many, many years, foreigners who have been here for many, many years, just start saying, that's it, I'm done. I understand the way that it is now, and foreigners have left or are leaving. But that's pretty much by their own accord. They kind of just are fed up with doing all the paperwork. It's not all that much. But to some people, it's like, it's too much. They're asking too much of me. Okay, so, you know, that's the thing. You do have the freedom to leave if you don't want to be here. I understand that. And I hope it doesn't come to that. But it may. You know, and the good thing is that we can always go to America. We don't have to go somewhere else. We can always go to America. I may not like my living arrangements or where I live or something like that. That's the concern. When you're used to living in a place like Thailand as a foreigner, and you really enjoy it and you like it and you like the freedom of, like for me, it's like, oh, you know, I want a little snack, but I don't feel like eating, you know, I don't want chips or something like that. Oh, you know what? The dim sum lady is open. Let me go get 5 little pieces of dim sum. Boom. You walk across the street, there's your dim sum right there. Oh, the kids don't have any food? Here's 100 baht. Get us all some food. Yeah, well, let's hope that doesn't happen. So I suspect that eventually, well, I don't know. You know, who knows with the protest and everything like that. But I don't, you know, I tend to be a little conservative when I evaluate things, and I just don't see there being some major changes in the opposite direction. I see things changing more towards a Sino-Thai relationship, you know. Any Luke, are you telling? 1 ปีเหรอตอนนี้เขาอยู่ไหน1 ปี 1 เดือนเหรอเหรออยู่กับใครอยู่กับย่า Oh with the yeah with the she's the kids with the grandmother เวลาคุณขับบ้านคุณเจอลูกมีความสุข Yeah, she's very, very, very happy because of her baby, which stays with the grandmother during the day. 13 months old. And she's already lost all the weight. ก็ลดแล้ว Yeah. She's already dropped the baby fat. Pretty much. Not all of it, but anyway. Harris Biden ticket. Ugh. Harris Biden ticket gives me absolutely no hope. Seriously. I can't stand her, and I can't stand him. And you know, I'm not going to ask her. I'm sure she did, or she does. The kid's only 13 months old. I'm sure she's still, you know, giving it the breast milk. Listen, I don't like to hear Trump talking about how the virus is going to disappear and how, you know, you're going to get more. The American people are going to get more. You haven't given shit yet. He hasn't given shit. He hasn't given anything more. It's all about the election. It's about staying in power. That's what it is. This is about power. This is not about people giving a shit. That's the thing. I'm of the opinion now that maybe I was optimistic or I was, you know, I don't know what the word is, but maybe when I was younger, I believed that the government was out to take care of the people and do a good thing for the people. Um, I'm not even going to go there. They do it, believe me. What the hell was I saying? You start talking about breastfeeding, and I lose my train of thought. Yeah, I don't believe. At this point, I was naive, and I believed that the government was basically set in place to take care of people, to do good for the people. Now I don't believe that anymore. I believe it's all a power grab. Everybody just wants to stay in power as long as they can. My recommendation, if you're an American and you're in school and you wanna do something with your life, be a politician. Get into Congress. Get elected. Get a nice pension. Get all kinds of little benefits. So there it is there. Anyway, listen, for those who have not done so already, please subscribe. That's always nice to see my subscriber count go up, not down. Click thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. I will go somewhere on Thursday. Thursday or Friday. Just have to finalize everything. I got about 3 places that I'm thinking of. I just have to determine which one, and which one maybe I'll go next week. And I think what I'm going to start doing, we'll see. I'm going to do one stream a week where I'm sitting down talking about some kind of subject, and one stream a week where I go somewhere. And then if I do a third stream, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I feel comfortable with that. I'll have a little Sid video, Sid the cat, Shitty Sid the cat. Oh, cool. About time. And I should have another one just of Boon Khan showing me going around to these different locales, some pretty cool places, to some Led Zeppelin music. At this point, I don't really care anymore. I'll put the music up as long you can put things, you can upload music now in your videos, and you can just set it to private or unlisted, and YouTube will tell you, hey, this has been muted. You can make money off this, but you have to share with the musician or the owner of the content, or whatever. It will tell you ahead of time. It doesn't penalize you. And then if it's something that would give you a copyright strike, you just delete it, and you'll be all right. You won't get a strike. So that helps. So I've already done the Led Zeppelin songs, and there's a Pink Floyd song I want to do in the future that I've done. And so, yeah, I want to try to do things a little bit different because, it can make the video better. Music makes videos a little better sometimes. Depending on what kind of music it is and what the vibe is in the video or whatever. So, there's all kinds of music I'd like to use, but I don't know if I can. I just don't know if it'll work with whatever video I'm putting up. And the other thing is I don't want to do it too often because, I do earn some money from the videos. I admit that. I earn from the advertising. And that's a long-term thing. So even if you're making 25 cents a week, if you make that for 2 or 3 years, it averages out to that. That's a good thing. So, yeah, you're losing track of your Thai harem. I feel for you, brother. I feel for you. It's all right. You'll come back. You'll have another harem in a matter of days, even hours. So yeah, please subscribe, please leave thumbs up, please leave a comment, share. That's always nice if you share it in a Facebook or whatever, which I have not posted on Facebook. in, I don't know how long now. I don't know. A while. A week or so. Haven't posted anything. Don't want to. Nothing on Twitter either. Don't want to. I want to delete them all. I want to get rid of this shit. So, in other words, if you want to find things out, you come here on YouTube, you go in the description. Everything's in the description or on my website, anamericaninbangkok.com. And I'm also working on my photo site again, and I am going to start selling prints again. I've been waiting for my gallery in the United States, but it's not going to happen as long as the COVID is around. It's just not going to happen. So I need to start selling stuff online again. So for those who want something for their money, there are prints. If you like them, you can contact me. You'll be able to buy right online. They're not on yet, but that will be possible in the next few days. And what else? That's it. Thank you. Just trying to catch up SDC. SDC, isn't that Soy Dog Cowboy? Oh, catch up to SDC. Yeah, I'm gonna put some specific shots in as prints, and they'll be like I'm not sure, but she's a bit weird. Anywhere from about 10 by 15 to 20 by 30, something like that. So yeah. Oh, it's not open yet. People are still waiting. It's after 11 o'clock and they're still waiting. Anyway. Drink some Why are you telling me to drink some Pedialyte? What am I going to do? Buy some Pampers and Pedialyte? I have the electrolyte stuff. Anyway, I'll be out and about next couple days. We'll show a little something about what's going on other than here in Starbucks. See, there's a lot more people now. So is Texas chicken. It's really good for you. So is jerking the gherkin. Yeah, anyway, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. She's opening up right now. Watch the people run out. That's all I got time for. Until next time, Choke D, jerking the gherkin. Actually, it's jerkan mai. Yes. All right. See you guys later.